360 Mortgage Solutions. And what I'm going to be talking about today is 6 think outside the box ideas to help you get into your property sooner rather than later. So let's check them out. So the first idea that I have is to start small. So this could potentially be a future investment property that's going to help you get your foot into the market now. So it might be a small unit or a small house in a less desirable suburb. Purchasing that property, paying as much off the mortgage as you can, and then growing some equity in there will mean that you can then purchase your forever home later on down the track. But at least you've got your foot in the door. Second idea is buying with a friend. Now you obviously want to make sure that this friend is a good friend and quite reliable, but the theory behind it is if there's 2 of you and you each have your own portion of deposit, then you'd only technically need 50% of the deposit. There's also some ways that we can set that loan up so that you're protecting yourself should anything happen on the other side. Third one, and this is pretty common and pretty popular, is parents' help. So if your parents have preferably an investment property, but their own home and it's got no loan against it or a really small debt, then they can use some of that property's equity to put towards your purchase. So there's some ins and outs and things to take care of for that one, but it's definitely a great idea. And you know what? If you don't ask, you don't know. Your parents might love to help you get into your first property, but have no idea that this is even an option they can do. So asking your parents if there's any way that they could help on that side. The next one is coupling. So this is similar to buying with a friend, but it's where 2 couples might purchase a house together. So this helps with not just the deposit, but it also helps with the bills, the living costs and things like that. The 2 things you want to make sure of is A, you can live with the other couple. That's really, really important. And B, that there's a long-term plan in place. If one couple wants to leave, what happens with the property, and everyone needs to be on agreement for that. So this is really common. It's becoming more common these days with dual living. You'll see a lot of properties advertised as potential dual living, and that's because it means that you can in fact buy a more expensive, nicer home whilst sharing the costs. So it's really, really popular. Another one is a private loan. So this could be a private loan from parents or grandparents. Basically, it's another loan that will be your 20% deposit or however much deposit you need. But it means that you can keep them nice and separate if your parents want to lend you some money, but make sure that you're paying them back at their rate. And finally, another tip, thinking outside the square, is to buy brand new. So in Queensland, the First Homeowners Grant or the Great Start Grant is for brand new properties, and you can get $15,000 if you're a first home buyer towards the purchase of that property. So it means that you've potentially got an extra $15,000 towards your deposit should you decide to build. So that's another great option. So I know you're probably thinking about those ideas, and some of them might resonate, some of them you might think, no, that's definitely not for me, but definitely have a moment to think about which one might be suitable for you, because it might save you a fair bit of money on lender's mortgage insurance, or at least help you get into the property market sooner. One last thing before you go, I forgot to mention, if you are a first home buyer and you're dead serious about getting into the property market, make sure you register for my First Homeowners Grant free online course. It's coming late August 2017, so if you pre-register, you will be one of the first people to get access, plus you will get it absolutely free. And this is all about helping you from saving your deposit all the way through to purchasing your property and beyond. So make sure you pre-register today and check it out.